Today I'm going to cover a time management exercise that I've done with a lot of my clients, and I find it really helpful. I cover this in premarital counseling. It's great for relationships, it's great for individuals. It's just really healthy overall to exercise to do, just to kind of gain some awareness, right? So what it's designed to do, it's like a you know how we do a budget for our finances and for money, we do our accounting. So this is like the same thing, but instead of money, it's for your time. So it's like a time budget or a time accounting. We're doing inventory on our time. The only real way to manage your time well is to know where it's going and to be hyper intentional about each hour that you have. Everyone has the same amount of time, at 168 hours a week. And we all have to kind of spend that a certain way. And I'd like for us to intentionally choose how we spend it. But first we have to figure out where our time is going. So let's look at the structure chart I have, where we're going to cover all of the sections. So there's rows here. I have them sectioned out into rows of all the categories of what could eat up your time. So here I have this first row I call it non-negotiables, because it's very important, usually something you don't want to sacrifice unless you absolutely have to. And the four things in that column, or in that row there, is time with God, very important, do that first. Sleep, we all have to have it to function. I don't really know anybody who handles life well without it. It's just a human limitation we have. Need, gotta eat to live, so not something you can skip out on. And basic hygiene, which we all have to do as well. So, which could be a lot of things, showering, shaving, doctor visits, brushing your teeth, all that stuff. Okay, so that's usually not something you want to mess with. You just want to give that the appropriate amount of time. Very important, high priority. Okay. Second to all that, we've got your major responsibility row. So, what the major responsibilities, I have them prioritized top to bottom, from most important to least important, but all important. So marriage being top priority, highest responsibility of those four. Children are second to that, mostly because the marriage provides stability and safety and example for those children. So then we have work. Part of that is your commute or any time you spend on it. And then your household, so all the household things, chores, lawn, dog, fixing your cars, air filters, laundry, dishes, cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, all that stuff goes into that household, everything else. Okay, if we look at those four major responsibilities, marriage can take anywhere from 10 to 20 hours on average. Children can take anywhere from 80 to 115 hours. Work can take anywhere from 30 to 80, just depends. Household can take anywhere from 25 to 40 hours. So it's just kind of a range. Everyone's a little different, but usually that's kind of an average, healthy expectation of where the time tends to go for people. And you can be more intentional with that to rearrange. Last row is the self-care row, things that you do to take care of yourself, and they're healthy, not bad things. They're just not as big of a priority as all this other stuff. So we've got exercise, we've got social life. These are not in any particular order, they're just examples. There's a lot of things that can go here. But exercise, social life, external families, hobbies, downtime, all that stuff. These very positive things for people we do to take care of ourselves, okay? I would say self-care, that column comes after these two. So if you have time left over, then you can dedicate it to this. I see a lot of people in marriages and couples I see argue about the percentage of self-care time that's appropriate. And what happens is if you spend too much time here, something else got neglected that was a higher priority. So there's a lot of conflict. When people spend too much time in self-care, then that means less time in those responsibilities section, or the non-negotiables, which usually has bigger consequences and can be irresponsible if it's excessive. So this is a time management chart. So usually what you do is you take some time, do this alone, and really be honest with yourself. And this is based on a weekly schedule, right? So I have 168 hours per week. And so you just want to kind of stick the hours into each. Go down the list and be honest with yourself and put the exact amount of hours into each, slot. Don't ballpark it. Don't be vague or generalized. Be very specific. So if it's something you do once a month, divide it by 4. If it's only 15 minutes, put 0.25 hours, right? So just an exact budget for your time, okay? Once you fill in all the slots, then you can zoom out and you can do an overview and really say, okay, where is most of my time going, and what adjustments can we make on this? And so, if you're finding that you're spending a lot of time in self-care, and you're having a lot of marriage conflict because you're not, dedicating that time towards those responsibilities, something's getting neglected, maybe you can make a shift there, right? Or maybe your major responsibilities are suffering greatly because you didn't do your non-negotiables, and it's kind of everything's out of whack, and you're not really good for anything that you're doing because you're not taken care of on a basic level, right? I've seen that as well. So you can kind of be intentional, rearrange your time. Once you take this and you get real numbers, you can look at your calendar and try to translate that to the calendar. And block off time, allocate time strategically, intentionally, in advance, plan out, schedule things, structure things really well. You can even do it with your spouse if you want to get on the same page with how you'll manage time. It'll be very helpful. But this is a wonderful exercise, helpful for really pretty much anybody. So, okay, so that's it. So hopefully that helps. If you haven't checked out our other videos, we would love for you to subscribe and watch some of our other videos. We cover just a wide variety of any mental health topics. Please leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions, things you want to hear us cover, then feel free to reach out to us. And definitely subscribe. That helps us grow. And we really want to reach as many people as possible, help as many people as possible. So, and if you haven't done therapy, definitely go to our website, intentional-counseling.com. We can definitely find a therapist in our practice that can help you, or I'll be happy to help you myself, either in person or if you live in Texas, or over telehealth if that's more convenient for you. Alright guys, we appreciate you. Till next time, take care.